Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Now here's, in this video, I'm about to share with you guys some things I want to talk about. Things you should do when you buy a used vehicle. Now this for the ladies watching in, some of you guys, fellas that's watching in. You know what I'm saying? When you go out here, you buy a used vehicle, here's some of the stuff that you should check for. First thing is, I learned this and I go by this on every vehicle that I buy. I don't care the model. I don't care if it's a 2015, 2013, or whatever, 2010. It's just because you think it should be new, it still could have some, it's close to new, I would say. 2015, 2013, you'll think, oh, it ain't got no problems because it's almost, it's way up in the model. Don't go by it. Could have been drove real hard. Alright, so here's the things, some of the things you should check. And the most important things that you should check on a vehicle, on a used car before you buy it. Number one, always check the water first. That's number one. That's what I'm just giving you stuff I go by first. And I've been going by it for the last 15, 20 years. Check that water first. Look in the radiator or whatever, especially on older vehicles. See if it's low on water. Why is it low on water? You know, could have a water leak. Could be steaming a little. Could be using water. That's the first thing I'm real strict on, that water thing. Because why is it the water level is not topped off? Now, it's questionable if it went 2,000-3,000 miles and the customer who had the car, the person that's trying to sell the vehicle or whatever, just haven't checked the water. But you look around for clues to see, is that thing leaking in the water? Is that water going in the oil in the well? Is it steaming out the back or something? Check for that. That's the first thing you check, your water level. Number two, check the oil. See, is that car full of oil? Because if that car ain't full of oil, that's indication either that car leaking a little oil somewhere, or either that car burning some oil. So that's another thing you definitely gonna want to check. Alright, number three, when the person, the seller tranked that car up for you, get behind that car. See, is that car blowing in the smoke and start up. When you first started, tell them to rev the motor a little bit. See, you seeing the smoke coming from it. Alright, check to see if you seeing the steam coming from it. Alright, and I like to look in the oil cap, seeing the oil in the valve cover too. Is in the oil and water mixing in the valve cover? Look down that valve cover. Take that oil cap off. See if it's milky looking. Check for all that kind of stuff, guys. Because a lot of this stuff can be hidden in a car. Why some people get rid of them because they have those problems. Alright, number four. That brings here, I probably done skipped some, but I'm just saying number four. Drive that car. Make sure that transmission shift 1, 2, 3, or whatever. Make sure it shifts smooth. See to it shifts rough. And once it warm up, keep your eye in the rearview mirror to see if you're seeing the blue smoke behind it. Because a lot of people get rid of it, and if that oil level dropped when you first check the oil, the indication that that car burning oil is using oil is smoking a little bit. So make sure of that. Even if you had to get one of your homeboys to ride behind you to see if that car is blowing smoke out the back. So when you buy a used car, guys, you got to go through a thorough check. I mean, a thorough check. And I'm giving you guys the basics. Before you even crank the car up, is what you got to do is check the oil, the water. You know what I'm saying? See that why is it low on oil? Why is it low on water? Them the main two things you need to focus on. Alright, checking there. See, like I said, make sure that car ain't smoking on startup. Because that car smoking on startup, that indicating to me that that car using oil. It needs some valve seals or something in it. Before you spend your money, and then you might be looking a little bit down the road, you have to spend even more money in it because the car can be blowing smoke so bad. So that means you're going to use oil, and you're going to be able to keep the whole oil in it, you know, to a certain extent. Alright, so I'm giving you the basic stuff to check. And I ain't going to even number it no more. I'm just telling you guys the basics. and you can go by this video. But the main thing you focus on is that water. Is that car, why is that water level low? Is that car using water? Is the head gasket bone on that car? You know, keep your eye on that water, man. That's the main thing, I think. You know, the oil, you can tell if it's leaking. Make sure it ain't leaking water. Make sure it ain't leaking oil. If the oil level low, like I said, it could be burning oil.